What happens when someone with extreme views is forced to answer really hard questions? You get one of the most shocking interviews you will ever see. Today, we are looking at a wild clip where host Piers Morgan confronts a radical Israeli settler leader named Daniella Weiss. Piers refuses to let her off the hook, and he forces her to face the real-world impact of her ideas. You definitely want to watch until the end, because there is one specific question Piers has to ask 7 times that will completely blow your mind. Before we jump into the breakdown, do us a quick favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next videos, and leave a comment below letting us know where you are watching from today. Alright, let's get right into it.
You're committing
What
war
is
crimes.
illegal in what I do?
You're committing war crimes.
Why? So you're speaking to me now.
Yeah.
You're giving so much time in your program to a person who commits war crimes.
Yeah.
Why do you do it?
I'm holding you to account.
What's the sense?
I'm holding you to account for your war crimes. I'm telling you should stop your war crimes. And I'm telling you, you have you have no right to displace millions of Palestinians and kick them out of their homes. You don't have that right.
Morgan, you hope that through your program you will enhance the chance that I will be put to trial? Is this why you give me so much time in your program?
Yeah, I think ultimately you should face a trial. Yeah, in the law. Yeah, and you're inspiring other people to break the law. That's
okay. What shall I tell you? I don't think it's smart on my part to cooperate with a person if you want to do what you said, if I heard you well in the beginning of this program, that you want to give a chance for different people to express their views.
Sure.
This is journalistic. This is respectable.
I've heard your views. I just don't agree with them. I've heard your views.
But then you said you want to enhance. You want to enhance the chance that I will be put to trial. Well, I am not sure this is journalistic, but I'm with you in your hands now until this interview is finished.
I noticed that
your decision.
I noticed that so far you haven't referred to the people of Gaza or the West Bank as Palestinians. Do you believe they're called Palestinians?
Palestine the name was given by Adrian, the emperor of Rome, who wanted to obliterate, to put an end to the Jewish existence in the world. So he gave a peculiar name to Jerusalem, Ilia Capitolina, and Israel, Palestina. And he tried very hard. And indeed, we were dispersed. And somehow, after so many years and so much persecution, we returned. And we are a successful nation.
Are they Palestinians?
So why should I support the distorted idea of Adrian, who failed? And now, after the revival of the Jewish state, Arabs from different countries come here and want to enjoy the treasures. I would say most of them are spiritual, but the treasures of the Holy Land.
Right, but just to be clear, you don't believe they're Palestinians.
The Jewish success.
You will not refer to them as Palestinians, right?
I think that Palestinians were invented by Adrian, and that the Arabs that come to Israel today want to get for themselves the success of the Jewish state that was created here after many years of dispersion.
Okay, and Mrs. Weiss, how do you feel about the fact that over 20,000 Palestinian children have now been killed since October the 7th in Gaza?
I think that the Palestinians, as you said, I said Palestinians, the Gazans and all Arabs around should stop attacking Israel.
Right, I just asked you how you felt about 20,000 children being killed by the IDF. So how do you feel about that?
I think that the parents should be very careful before they teach the children to hate Jews and to kill Jews.
No, that wasn't my question.
I warn the
That wasn't
Arabs.
My question. Sorry to be persistent, but my question...
That was your question.
My question was, how do you feel?
Answer.
My question was, how do you feel? How do you personally feel about over 20,000 Palestinian children now being killed since October the 7th in Gaza? How do you feel about that?
I think I think that Arabs, Gazans or Jordanians or Syrians, whoever, should be very, very careful with the way they educate the children.
Yeah, that wasn't my question.
Now,
that wasn't my question.
Many of them,
Can you answer my question?
Answer. That was my answer.
So you don't care? You have no thoughts about these children at all?
You choose your questions, and I answer them the way I believe is right.
But just to be clear, you have nothing to say about 20,000 children being killed. Nothing at all. I have a
lot to say about everything that happened as a result of the massacre of the 7th of October.
I understand you care about Israeli children who died, as do I. But I'm able to care about both sides of children who've died. Why don't you care, seemingly, about the Palestinian children who've died? Why can't you express any sympathy or sorrow or empathy with the children who've died in Gaza? Are you able to do that?
I warn all Arabs from all sides, from all borders, warn them, stop educating children to hate Jews.
So just to be clear, I've now offered you three times.
I made myself very clear.
Oh, you've made yourself very clear.
You asked me 5 times.
I'm going to give you one last...
You asked me 7 times.
Okay, I'm going to give you one last chance to offer some empathy or sympathy or sorrow about the deaths of 20,000 children in Gaza. Are you capable of doing that?
I can tell you that had you cared, and I don't believe you that you care a tiny bit about one killed person, if you do not use the means that you have as a media person to stop educating children.
I gave you 4 chances.
Jews. Okay, you gave me 7. You gave me 7.
And you know what? You couldn't give a damn, could you?
That you are to blame more than me.
You don't care, and all you want is all the Palestinians gone. You can barely even bring yourself to say their name. All you want is to take over the West Bank and Gaza. You don't care how many die in the process. You want them all gone. You don't care, do you? That's the bottom line.
As you said, the audience will judge.
Yeah, they will. Daniella Weiss, thank you very much for coming on Uncensored.
Right out of the gate, Weiss tries a classic deflection strategy. She asks Piers why he's giving so much airtime to someone he accuses of supporting war crimes. Piers hits back with the only correct answer for a journalist: "I'm holding you to account." Think about the sheer audacity of her position here. She is actively promoting the displacement of millions of Palestinians, kicking people out of their homes, yet she acts insulted that she has to answer for it on international television. When Piers rightly agrees that she should ultimately face a trial for these illegal actions, she smirks. That smirk tells you everything you need to know about the impunity she feels. Then comes the semantic gymnastics. Piers points out that she hasn't used the word Palestinian once, and asks if she even recognizes them as such. Her response? A bizarre history lesson invocation of the Roman Emperor Hadrian from nearly 2,000 years ago. I think that Palestinians were invented by Hadrian. Arabs from different countries come here and want to enjoy the treasures of the Holy Land. This isn't just historical revisionism. It's a deliberate strategy of rhetorical erasure. By claiming an entire population was invented and characterizing them merely as opportunistic tourists trying to enjoy the treasures of Israel, she completely strips them of their indigenous history, their identity, and their rights. If you can convince yourself that the people living on the land don't actually exist as a distinct nation, then displacing them doesn't feel like a crime to you. It's a dangerous, dehumanizing logic. But the absolute core of her inhumanity is exposed when Piers asks her a straightforward, deeply moral question. He asks her, not once, but 7 times, how she personally feels about the fact that over 20,000 Palestinian children have been killed in Gaza. And what does she do? She blames the parents. She says Arab parents need to be careful because they teach their children to hate Jews. Let that sink in. When confronted with the unfathomable tragedy of thousands of dead children, she cannot bring herself to voice a single syllable of sorrow, sympathy, or regret. Not even a token it's a tragedy, but nothing. Instead, she pivots to attacking Piers, accusing him of not caring, and claiming her refusal to answer is somehow the right response. Piers lays it completely bare in his final summation, and he is 100% correct. This interview stripped away all the political euphemisms. What we are left looking at is the raw, unfiltered reality of an extremist ideology. She wants the Palestinians gone from Gaza and the West Bank. She refuses to recognize their identity, and as we saw quite clearly, she does not care how many children die in the process. Piers Morgan did exactly what a journalist is supposed to do here. He gave her the rope, and she hung her own moral credibility on national television. What do you think? Do you agree with the analysis, or are we missing the bigger picture? Please share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting breakdown.